Tuesday War College. This is Jesse Romero, and I'm here with my partner, Kyle Clement. Kyle, how are you, my friend?
Very good, Jesse. Thanks.
Hey, today I want to talk about something that most people probably don't know about. A lot of my priest friends in times past, when they've gotten in trouble, well, priests that I've known, priests that have been in the press, in the papers, they've been sent by their bishop to a place called the St. Luke Treatment Center. I don't know much about this. I've heard about this place. This is a place where they send priests that have some type of sexual disorders or some types of other types of pathologies, mental pathologies. And so the last couple of years, I've been taking a look at St. Luke Treatment Center, and I've been shocked by some of the things that I've seen. Specifically, what I want to talk about today, and I want to share some information here, is that the St. Luke Treatment Center for Catholic priests has a strange form of therapy. I think that's what I want to key in on today. Right here on their website, so I'm just going to read right from their website. So make sure I'm just quoting them for who they are. St. Luke Institute. We participate in the healing ministry of Christ by promoting the health and well-being of Catholic clergy and women and men religious in the U.S. and abroad. To accomplish this task, we provide mental health, offer education and wellness programs, and conduct research. In these services, we strive to integrate the highest quality spiritual, psychological, and physical resources within the context of a Christian community. The Institute conducts its ministry in harmony with the teachings of the Catholic Church. We'll come back to that. As a multi-service institute, our vision calls us to reach out in compassionate care to those who serve others in communities of faith. This vision calls us, it says here, core values, the love of Christ urges us to conduct our ministry with compassion, respect, and we'll come back to that, respect, and quality service. These core values are our mission and vision. It says, today the Institute serves clergy and religious throughout the English-speaking world who suffer from a broad range of psychological and behavioral concerns since its founding. St. Luke Institute has served over 15,000 individuals through our residential outpatient and education programs. A hallmark of St. Luke Institute is our capacity to update and expand services to meet professional behavioral health standards and our clients' changing realities on a national and international scale. Looks like the president right now is a Norbertine. It says Reverend James Garvey O'Praem, Praem. That's president and CEO. That sounds to me like it's a Norbertine. Also, one of the staff or one of the people on the board of directors is Eminence Kevin Cardinal Farrell, who, again, he has a lot of baggage in his past. He was very good friends with McCarrick, very good friends with Father Maciel Macel. To me, I'm always concerned when I see Cardinal Farrell's name anywhere. You also have, as a honorary member emeritus, Reverend Monsignor Stephen Rossetti, PhD. I think he's the exorcist in Washington, D.C. What it says here about the St. Luke Institute, and I want to get right to the issue that I'm concerned with. My problem as a Catholic, as a lay Catholic, is that the Institute, it doesn't just use Catholic principles like penance, monastic life, sacraments, mortification. It interfaces psychology, Kyle, and here's one of the things that concerns me. They use a machine called, and I won't get too descriptive because it's a family show, but the machine's called a penile plethysmography or a phallometry. And what this does, they hook up the priest to this machine in their private parts. And they're measuring for blood flow, they're measuring for sexual arousal, and they play pornographic movies as you are fixated, or you're strapped to this machine in your private parts, and you're made to watch stimulating, arousal, sexual images, and they're measuring your reaction, your stimulus to your private parts. As a Catholic, I'm just saying to myself, how can a Catholic institute think about this. You strip a man of his dignity by strapping him onto this machine. You force him to watch mortal sin. You're manipulating his sexual organ. And many of these people are consecrated virgins. And by hooking them up to a machine, forcing them to watch, let's just call it porn videos, which causes them to get aroused, and all this is being measured. Now, let's just say, Kyle, that one of these priests is like a late vocation, like a lot of priests are these days, late vocations. I don't know, like a Father John Karapi. They've had carnal knowledge in the past. So how is showing a priest who's trying to be celibate pornography on video as he's hooked up to a machine in his private parts that measures his sexual arousal, how's that going to heal him of these sexual disorders that I would argue much of it's being impelled by demons? Kyle, what do you say, my friend?
Well, Jesse, I can't bring a professional or highly educated view to this, so I can give you the cowboy man in the hay meadow view, and this is blasphemous. This is sacrilege. And here's why I say what I say: is these are priests of the Most High God. These are ordained priests of the Most High God. Their flesh, their body, has been set aside for sacrifice to God through living a vocation that involves chastity and celibacy. And just the rigging up of the machine violates that flesh set aside. This is desecration of the sacrificial victim. This is putting a blemish on the sacrificial victim. This is doing things to these priests. And like you said, many of them were, if they're priests from early on, or even if they're a late vocation, it doesn't matter. Once they're consecrated as a priest, they're set aside. They are not, as many of the modernists would have us think, just another man. They are not. They are set aside. They're sacred. And you can talk to a Native American, and they can tell you very quickly what sacred means. You can talk to Catholics over the age of 75 or 80, and they know what sacred means. It means set aside for a specific purpose, and under no circumstances is that to be changed. So there's a principle here that's being violated. When you listed the cast of characters, and we can cycle back to that in some other time, but this institution is another instrument that is being used for nefarious and satanic purposes that are beyond what it appears to be, much beyond what it appears to be.
Everything that glitters is not gold. Here on the internet, it says St. Luke Institute, private licensed mental health education and treatment facility in Silver Spring, Maryland. The Independent Center treats the mental health and spiritual health needs of Catholic priests, permanent deacons, consecrated men and women religious, offers online and in-person education on healthy life and ministry for clergy. It says SLA was founded in 1981 by Michael Peterson, a priest with training as a psychiatrist from the University of California, San Francisco. He's from San Francisco, University of California. I'm sure he was trained in modernist liberation theology. It says this Michael Peterson back in 81, this institute was meant to treat priests with drug or alcohol addiction. In 1983, SLI began to expand treatment beyond substance abuse It was a pioneer in identifying and treating child sexual abuse to reduce recidivism. Here's what's something interesting on the spiritual warfare side. From 1996 to 2009, then from 2013 to 2014, Stephen J. Rossetti, a psychologist, served as the St. Luke Institute president. Father Rossetti first began working at SLA in 1993 and became executive vice president and chief operating officer. St. Luke Institute is accredited by the Joint Commission and is licensed by the state of Maryland Department of Health. Now, Monsignor Rossetti, today he's an exorcist. And I'm just wondering, I'd love to talk to him one day, and I'm sure I'll get the opportunity because I'm sure I'll meet him at a conference. I want to ask him, how is it that as a Catholic priest, based on the moral teachings of the Catholic Church, how is he able to operate this institute using this machine that violates the dignity of the human person, the machine called penile plethysmography or phillometry? We'll come right back. Whole lot I want to say about this. We'll be right back. Stick around.